Other than winning the lottery or getting real lucky on a meme coin, scaling a business is probably still the fastest path to generational wealth. But for most founders, this reality, unfortunately, is a million miles away from where they are now. And I too was in a similar position not too many years ago. I was trapped inside my own business. I was working 10 to 12-hour days, thinking that the only solution was just to work harder. But that was only until I realized that if I wanted to escape my reality, that I was going to actually have to scale and exit my business. But in order for me to do that, I needed to first fix the major bottlenecks that were keeping me trapped. However, once I fixed those bottlenecks, it didn't just give me the opportunity to exit. It gave me the freedom to build the kind of business that I actually wanted to run. One that wasn't relying on me having to be there 24/7. A business where I could actually go away on holiday and not be bombarded with calls and emails and issues just because I stepped away. And a business that continued to grow and thrive despite me living on the other side of the world in Bali, Indonesia, spending quality time with my wife and kids, creating a lifestyle that I once thought was inconceivable. And even since then, I've helped dozens of other founders engineer their own exits. Some who haven't even sold yet but have exited the day-to-day operations of their business and are living the life of their dreams. And others who have sold for seven-figure exits and now are freedom and time rich. So if you're a founder who's serious about scaling your business, then make sure you watch the full length for this video, because I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 major bottlenecks that keep you from scaling and hold you trapped. Bottleneck number 1. Your revenue is too founder dependent. So if 30% or more of your revenue is still tied to your relationships, referrals, or direct involvement in your delivery, your business simply isn't exitable, meaning you're a freelance hustler with a team. And listen, for some founders, this is about ego. Yeah, they want to be the expert. They want to be the man, the rainmaker, the face of the business. But for others, it's fear, fear of letting go, fear of declining quality, or fear of replacing themselves. But here's the hard truth. If your business can't make money unless you're working, selling, or showing up, then you're not scaling. You're swimming upstream every single day. Because if your revenue sleeps when you do, then what you have is a job with an overhead, not a business with leverage. So in order to fix this, you need to productize your service. Turn your offer into a defined outcome-based package with delivery roles split across multiple team members. By doing this, you begin to create a level of consistency in your clients' results, and it reduces operational friction, making your service easier to scale. And the clearer and the simpler your offer, the easier it's going to be for you to delegate, automate, and eventually step away from fulfillment. Also, you want to start thinking about building transferability. So that means client relationships and processes, they need to live inside your CRM and SOPs and not in your head or in your phone. Build systems that allow your team to access and manage client delivery without you needing to be involved. It's about helping your team become independent and giving them the training and resources so that they can think for themselves and not relying upon you to be continuously giving them the guidance. And thirdly, you need to get your personal brand out of the offer and elevate the company brand. Because if clients are buying you, your business can't grow beyond your capacity. So begin to shift the spotlight to your methodology, results, and your team, so not everything is about you. This then automatically builds trust in the business as a standalone entity, making it easier to scale, license, or eventually sell. Bottleneck number 2 is that you don't have an acquisition engine that reduces your customer acquisition costs whilst you sleep. Because most founders rely on inconsistent high-effort channels, referrals, outbounds, or say word of mouth. Yes, they can bring in some clients, but the moment you stop grinding, the leads stop flowing in. And simply, this isn't a system, it's a dependency with a short lifespan. So if you want to scale, you're going to need a repeatable automated acquisition engine. So one that generates leads and reduces your customer acquisition costs over time. So to fix this, Use an organic funnel with high leverage platforms such as YouTube. Because when you publish organic value-driven videos that rank in search, you build trust on autopilot and you pre-sell your offer 24/7. And don't look at it just as content. It's a trust engine that educates, qualifies, and converts cold leads without you having to lift a finger. Combine that with retargeting, lead magnets, and a VSL, and you're flying. You're gonna have a full funnel machine that lowers your customer acquisition costs whilst you sleep. The trick is to develop marketing funnels that compound rather than reset every week. So start relying on campaigns that expire fast and start creating assets that gain traction over time. The goal's quite simple: spend once, convert forever. So the third bottleneck is that you've built a job, not a valuation asset. See, your organizational chart is probably looking a bit like a spider's web, and you're in the center. Every decision, every task, and every problem has to run through you. You're the manager, the firefighter, the bottleneck, and the glue. And unless you remove yourself from the center, your business simply can't scale. And to further exacerbate this, a big mistake that founders make is that they're high executive level staff, but not strategic thinkers. And so even though you have a team to support you, you still sit as the bottleneck on every decision. So even with a team, you're still the brain behind every decision. And not only is this exhausting, but it's gonna limit your growth if every initiative and every solution and every strategy still lands on your lap. So to truly scale, you need thinkers, not just doers. People who own outcomes, not just tasks. So to fix this, what we need to do is build an exit organizational chart. So you're gonna design your company's structure based on what it should look like when you no longer have to be involved in the day-to-day. You want to begin mapping out the functions, the departments and the leadership roles your business will need to run without you. Then you simply start hiring into that future. And what this begins to do, it begins to shift your mindset from reactive hiring to strategic succession. And on the topic of succession, you then want to appoint a number two. And here you want to start to develop someone to think like you. Yes, someone who can make the calls you no longer should and act as the bridge between the vision and the execution. It's one of the fastest ways to test how well your business runs without you and where the real gaps still lie. Another strategy, although I'd recommend treading carefully with this one, is to run what we call an operational stress test. So what you do here is you want to disappear from the business for 2 weeks. Yeah, no contact, no chiming in, nothing. And then in that period, you see what breaks, what stalls, and what still relies on you. You then use these breakdowns and this feedback as a blueprint to build the systems to solve them. Yeah, very straightforward, very simple, but still very powerful. So what I shared with you in this video are the 3 most dangerous bottlenecks holding your business back from scaling and becoming sellable. Now, you might be thinking, great, I'll implement these fixes and be on my way. But here's the reality. Fixing bottlenecks is only the start. If your end goal is financial freedom, time freedom, and a business that doesn't need you, you don't just need a better team or better systems. You're gonna need a blueprint from building a true exit-ready asset, because getting ready for exiting your business is the ultimate power move, because it gives you the capital, the clarity, and the freedom to choose your next play from a position of strength and not from survival. So if you're ready to take this seriously, click the first link below and I'll walk you through the exact blueprint to scale your company, remove yourself from the operations, and begin living a life of freedom, wealth, and happiness. Again, click the first link in the description and I'll see you soon. Peace out, guys.